What's going on, guys? Balkan Architect here, and in today's video we're going to be building or modeling the AI city by big architects in Revit. So if you have been watching this channel for a while, or actually from the start, one of my first topics that really got kind of the channel going was modeling famous buildings, especially buildings by big architects. And Big Architects is probably my favorite architecture firm, especially during those years when I was studying architecture. I was really fascinated by their designs and their ability to use storytelling to explain their buildings and their building designs. So I think they have just like great architecture plus great storytelling, which is amazing, especially for promoting things on the internet. And because of that storytelling, I decided to create one of their buildings. Now, it's actually quite a fun and interesting building, so I'm just going to be showing you my approach that I would use to build something like this. Now, if you want to learn more about modeling complex shapes in Revit, I actually have a complete massing Revit course where I show you just how to use the massing environment and how to build any type of complex shape in Revit and how to turn it into an actual building. So if you're interested, make sure to check that out. That's going to be the first link just below the video. It's on my website, and apart from that, of course, I have like 100 hours of content of different courses on different Revit topics. So check it out if you're interested. And also make sure to like this video. It helps promote the video to other people that might want to see it. And make sure to subscribe. I make 3 useful Revit tutorials each week, and it makes sense not to miss them. Anyways, without any further ado, let's get straight into Revit. And here we are in Revit. So this is the project file. This is what I'm going to be starting with, and this is just a simple floor plan. So here I have kind of sketched out the walls around, and then here we have these kind of mini courtyards, and then this is showing us the kind of the position of our roofs. Now it looks a bit odd, and that's because the roof structure is kind of odd and broken up into 3 different layers, but don't worry, this is going to make sense along the way as we build this. Now this obviously is going to be built in just as in-place mass, so in the mask environment, and then we're going to be applying Revit roofs on that. Now because of those 3 layers, it is going to be a little bit more difficult to kind of complete the entire structure, and it is going to require us to create a creative solution, but don't worry about that. That's exactly what we're going to be doing. So anyways, let's get started. So what I'm going to do first is go here to Massing and Site, make sure to turn on Show Mass, and then go to In Place Mass. Now here for mass, we can just call it Mass 1, click OK, and there we go. Okay, now the first step is going to be to apply a horizontal reference plane to host the roof, because the roof is going to be modeled as a just as a revolve, I guess you can call that, the approach to modeling the shape. That's why we need kind of the center axis, and for that we need a center reference plane. So let's go here to the draw panel, go to reference plane, and then start here. Let's find kind of the middle. Go off to the side like that, stretch it in the other direction like so, and then we can name it, and I'm just going to name it number 1. I don't really care about the name because, well, we're only going to have that one reference plane. Okay, now let's go to the south elevation so we can view our building from the south view, and now let's place our center axis. Now to place that center axis, it might make sense actually to add an additional reference plane here vertically, just so we can see the position, and I can just kind of find the center there, and just placing a reference plane like this will help us. So now if I open up the south elevation, see how I now see this reference plane, and that kind of marks out the center point, the position of that axis. So now let's go here to reference line, and then we have to pick a work plane, and the work plane will be that reference plane 1 that we have created. Click OK, go here, and just, oops, that's a rectangle, we just need a simple line, and make sure that here drawn work plane is selected, So reference plane 1, and then let's place it like this. There we go. Just one vertical reference line. Okay, so once we have this in place, now it's time to add our line. Now for that, I like to go here to the line tool, then kind of mark out the edge of this thing. So it's going to go up to here perhaps. So I'm just going to add a line there. Go to the mirror tool with the pick axis function. Pick this line here. So it kind of, we have the beginning and the end of our the sphere or the half sphere that's kind of on top the roof. Now I'm just going to go here to the arc tool, go from here to the other side, and then go up a little bit to give us that curvature of this roof. Finally, I'm just going to go and make this smaller like that, and then also go here to pick lines, give it an offset of something like let's go 500 millimeters, yeah, 0.5 meters, and then just add a few layers like so. And then finally you can select these two lines and then hit delete. Okay, now we can go to the 3D view. And what you want to do first is just select the first one and hold the control key, select the vertical reference plane, go to create form, and then choose this form here, which is going to form something that looks like that. See how it's perfectly covering everything, and that's exactly what we want. At this point, I'm just going to hit finish mass, and we're done. Well, we're not exactly done, but we're done with the first stage. What you want to do next is, because we're going to be, as I said, modeling this as 3 layers of roofs, I'm just going to copy this into 2 different roofs, or 2 additional roofs. So what I like to do is go here to level 1, or perhaps the site plan would be even better. There we go. Go to copy, and then just copy this off to the side, and we can go something like 30,000 millimeters off to one side, and then I can copy this again 30,000 millimeters off to the other side. Now it's really important to keep in mind that the value is 30,000 because that's going to help you when you bring this together. So you want to know how far did you move it off to the side. Perfect. Let's now go back, select this, and then go to edit in place. Now, it would be best to do this either in site plan or level 1. Now, because we have these useful reference planes, it's going to work even in site plan, even though we can't see the walls below, but that's okay. So now you basically want to mask out everything apart from the roofs for these 2 structures in the middle. Now, you obviously do that by creating a void. Now, you have to be creative about it, just because of the limitations that we're working with. So what I'm going to do is just go here to the line tool. Now, I'm just going to give it a little bit of breathing room like this, so not touching, but coming really close. Perhaps going like that. And then you want to go all the way to the outside, so you can mask out or get rid of the additional sphere that we have here. Now it's unfortunate that we cannot see below this, so perhaps a good solution would be to turn this to wireframe. There we go, now we can see that better. So let's go to line again. Again, make sure the draw on work plane is selected, that's really crucial. And then here, let's go to the other side. So that's up to here, to the inside, all the way around this to the outside, and then finally connecting with this. There we go, perfect. Okay, so once we have created this, now it's just a question of, we can make it a little bit smaller here, but it's just a question of turning this into a void extrusion. So what you want to do is go to the 3D view, select this, go to create form, void, and there we go. As you can see now, it's cutting through this element, and here we have those roofs left. And then finally you want to go back into level 1 or site plan. Let's go to site plan, there we go. And then you want to create another void that should go somewhat like this, just to cover the other side. And then here on this side it can go, yeah, up to there. There we go, perfect. See how it's now covering the rest of this? Oops, like that. Go to the 3D view, select this, go to create form, void, goes up, there we go. So we're just left with the roof here. Now this is the roof in the just here in the middle. Now let's create the roof that's on the outside. So for that, let's just hit finish mask for this one, and we can easily move this out of the way. So I can go back to the site plan. Let's select this, move, and then let's move it down by 30,000 millimeters. Now I can select this one, go back to move, and move it back in. Again, by the value of 30,000 millimeters. Will it snap to 30,000? If it doesn't, we can always type that in. Let's type it in. 30,000. Is this 30,000? I think it is. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so for the second one, you go into edit in place. And now again, you have to go to the 3D view. Now for this one, what we can do is instead of using this, we can use these lines and then create additional forms. Or alternatively, we can just give the offset, so move it up or down. So it's really up to you. In this case, I'm actually, instead of using these, let's delete those. I think we can save time like this, where we can just use an offset later on. So anyways, we go back to the site plan, and now we carve out the second set of roofs, and that is going to be roof over this part, and then over this part, and same thing on the other side, here, here, and here. So we're basically left for the second one with 6 roofs. So this one is going to be a lot harder because, well, we're carving out a much more complex shape. So let's get started. You go to the line tool, again, draw on work plane, level 1, and then you start off from, we can start off from here, I guess. Like that, you go up to here, go to the outside, go to here, go all the way to the other side. Make sure to kind of capture the entire form. And then you start coming back in here. So you're just leaving these shapes intact inside. Just like that. Now don't worry, we're going to fine-tune it later on. We obviously have to do that. So we go up to here, all the way to the outside. Well, let's snap to this. There we go. Now we can go like that. There we go. Now you can just use the tab key to select individual ones and then move them around. You can even use arrow keys like so. Let's move this one a little bit towards the outside. This one can go inside. Let's check out. This one should definitely go towards the inside. This one's fine. There we go. So we have one of these cutting shapes. I know it looks a bit odd, but then when we go into the 3D view, we can just select this, create form, void form. There we go. So we're left with this. Now, obviously, we have to kind of cut this up as well. So for that, let's go back to the site plan. You zoom in a little bit. You go back to lines, and then you start from here somewhere. Like that. Go all the way to the other side. Go off to this side. Go back up. Then you come in up to some point here, for example. Go all the way down, up to here, all the way up. So there we go. This should be the second shape. Again, we can fine-tune things by using the arrow keys. I think this should give us our shape. So now when we go to the 3D view, select this, create form, void form. There we go. So as you can see, we're left with these 6 roofs. You can hit finish. Perfect. Now let's go to the site plan, select these 6 roofs, go to the move tool, and then move it again 30,000. And then finally, let's bring this one in. So again, move tool in 30,000. Go to edit in place. And now for this one, it's going to be 4 roofs. So this one here, this one here, this one here, and then finally this one here. So these are, I think these are at the bottom. Okay, so for that, again, it's going to be a similar process. So you go here to the line tool. I know it's getting a little bit repetitive, but kind of hang in there to complete this shape. So let's start from here, go like
that. Yeah, all the way to the other side. Come back in here, go to there, to here. And then just kind of repeat the same thing on the other side. Up to that point, perfect. Now again, select the individual lines and then you can play around with their position. These two are fine. This one should go out a little bit. This one should come in a little bit. And that's it, I think. Okay, again, 3D view, select the entire shape, void form. Perfect. And then finally, to cut out this, again, we have to create a new one. So again, to the site plan, go to lines, draw on work plane, level 1, and now this one should go from here, like so, up to here, and then up to here somewhere. It's kind of odd when you make these, but in the end the form looks perfect, so it's worth the trouble and the confusion. So I think this looks fairly good. Yeah, we don't really have to modify this in any further. So let's go to the 3D view. Again, select this shape, go to create form, void form, perfect. And then we can just get rid of these two. Finish mass. There we go. So as you can see, we have these bottom roofs. Okay, and finally, to complete the entire shape, what you need to do, or the entire roof, what you need to do is first, let's actually hide the walls. I think it's going to make it a little easier for us to kind of finish everything. If I just make a selection like this, filter, and let's just apply this to walls, and then let's hide them temporarily. There we go. Okay, so you go to the site plan. Well, see, we can still see the walls here, but that's okay. So you want to select these here, go to the move tool, bring it back in, again, 30,000 millimeters, and then this one as well. Let's just get rid of these two lines. Perfect. Okay, so you select this, again, site plan, move, and then go in by 3,000. There we go, and it looks like this. Now, obviously, we have to use some offsets, so this should go to the top. So let's give it a 1,000 millimeter offset, and then this one should be in the middle. So this one is a 500 millimeter offset, and now it looks like that. And now, finally, to apply the roofs, let's go here to mask and site. Let's go to the roof tool. We can use this roof here. Just make sure to select all four, create roof. Select these here, create roof, and then select these two on top, create roof, and this is what you're left with. You can go back to masking site, turn off show mass, maybe turn on some shadows so you can actually see what's going on there. But as you can see, we have those roofs that are kind of piled on together, and they give us that sphere shape. And obviously you can bring the walls back, and now it's quite complicated to attach these, but you should be kind of careful and slowly start attaching these walls to the building that we have, or to the roofs that we have above them. So it is going to be a little bit difficult at first, but in the end they will all attach. So it's just a matter of kind of playing around. See how I'm just capturing those little courtyard walls? And then I can attach those first to probably here, and then to here, and then finally to these two. Oops. Let's right click, select previous. No, not that. So see, it's a little bit difficult to kind of grab them all. So this one here, this one here, this one here, and then this one here. And all of those, oops, those don't want to attach. So you see, it's a little bit difficult, but as you can see, you can attach them all. It's just a matter of time and a little bit of playing around. and then you can attach all of those walls. There we go. So anyways, that's how you build this building shape, how you create the roofs, and this is the end result. And if you're interested in getting these project files, they are available on my Patreon page if you want to follow along and complete the project and just admire it in the end. Also, if you want to check out some of my more advanced courses, you can find that on my website, balkanarchitect.com. That's going to be the first link in the description. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video, and please comment if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions. And I'll see you with another tutorial in a couple of days. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.